Hello everyone. What a month we are having. All the action is electric.
Guys, stop. We gotta talk this through.
Still think India's EV revolution is 5 years away? Think again. The electric onslaught has picked up the pace. Yes, we are seeing almost like a second season of this. It's not all limited to the luxury brands also, like it used to be. Kia's Carens Clavis EV is here. Vietnam's VinFast is storming in like a T20 debut. And hell has frozen over at last.
This is not funny, detective!
Tesla is finally here. Well, which EV should you care about? And is now the right time to buy? Let's break it down and plug in to electrics. Remember when India's EV market basically meant one car and one car only? Nexon EV. But now, well, you've seen that we've had a whole lot of cars coming in. Of late, that's just getting more and more exciting. Everything from 10 lakh starter EVs to 2 crore flex machines. So, what's really flipped the switch though? Well, there are 3 things which you can identify. Some of this has been ongoing and it's not very recent. The government push, faster adoption and manufacturing of hybrid and electric vehicles. That, of course, abbreviates to FAME. Those are the subsidies. Plus, there are some state-level perks like zero road tax, some states. And, this kind of thing keeps kind of going up and down a little bit. But the intent is pretty clear. The consumer shift is really the big change because rising fuel costs, but also more tech-savvy buyers. A lot of people who are now seeing electrics on the road, they're feeling more comfortable with the idea. More than 100,000 of them got sold last year. The industry bets that we are seeing, Tata, Mahindra, Hyundai, even those luxury brands like Mercedes, really doubling down on EVs, not quite giving up on that strategy. But not every EV deserves your attention. So let's just break it down. Who's really worth it? After years of Elon Musk says, headlines and retweets, the Tesla Model Y is finally in India. Yes, I was at that launch and pretty much everybody else seemed to be at that launch too. You name it, and they were there clamoring for a piece of this very exciting action. Though, you know what? It is just a car at the end of the day. But for some reason, it's the iPhone of cars. Available only in the rear-wheel drive variant for now. The car is priced between about 60 and 68 lakh rupees. That means it gets positioned very squarely against the BMW iX1, the BYD Sea Lion 7, and even the Mercedes-Benz EQA. But many will argue that it has a stronger tech appeal, brand appeal too. So who's it for? Tech bros, startup founders, and anyone who wants to say, I drive a Tesla. But this person also doesn't have to be too worried about charging beyond Delhi or Mumbai. And there's one little layer to this. Globally, we've seen a sort of shift away from Tesla, right? Like for political reasons, for Elon reasons. So be careful if you want to be that guy who everybody sort of shuns because you drive a Tesla. Yes, I've seen a lot of cars in Western Europe, even in the US, now sporting stickers like my other car is a Ford or covering up the badging of the Tesla. I don't think in India that's a problem, and the kind of volume we're talking about, certainly not a problem. The competition also includes cars like the BMW i4, Hyundai Ioniq 5, Kia EV6, Mercedes-Benz EQB also for that matter. But as you can see, most of these are now luxe brands, right? Or at least the positioning is pretty premium. Tesla isn't quite luxe. It's premium, sure, but let's be real. No badge really flexes harder than Tesla, given all the hype, all the waiting, and all the expectation. Plus, no one needs to now import it from Dubai anymore. Look, the details about the car itself are also on the channel. So, if you want to know more about the Model Y, please go and watch my other videos. But for now, it's only for buyers in Mumbai, Gurgaon, and Delhi. They are the ones who can book it because more cities will get added on, says Tesla. So is it worth buying one? Well, let me say it's more about wanting a Tesla and not like it's the best car to buy. So that is what should drive your decision. Is it worth that much? The price is pretty much double of what a buyer in the US pays. So think about it. It's well finished. It's got a lot of features, a lot of tech. And the good news is a lot of safety too. Of course, the full autopilot is disabled for India. Now, while those 3 cities will get some of those superchargers as well, Tesla's own charging network will take some time. You can charge a Model Y at other third-party chargers too. Time for trivia. The first question today: what Tesla was sent up to space and is now orbiting the sun? Answer with one and then your answer, so I know which question you're answering. More quiz questions are coming up, but for now, let's jump back in and talk about the Kia Carens Clavis EV. Yes, the family EV, supposedly the affordable one too. The Kia Clavis EV is, or wait, the Kia Carens Clavis EV. Sure, let's just make it easy by adding more things to it, right? It's the electric equivalent of your cool aunt. Practical, stylish, probably more tech savvy than you. Yes, of course, it's the electric version of the Carens Clavis, which just recently came to the market. Prices between 18 and 25 lakh rupees, so pretty premium. It does have two battery options, the standard and the long range. The claimed range is more than 400 kilometers by ARAI standards, and that means it gives the Tata Harrier EV and Hyundai Creta Electric a run for their money. Why should you consider it? Well, firstly, because Kia is stuffing it with features like it's making a Thanksgiving turkey, 360-degree camera, level 2 ADAS, vehicle-to-load capability, so much more. Oh, and fast charging capability. But finding a fast charger might still take longer than the school pickup line. Look, even though Kia has confidently said that charging infrastructure won't be a problem, we'll see. We know why in certain parts of the country especially, this is still work in progress. The Carens Clavis EV, oh boy, that's a mouthful, is India's first electric MPV. The other cars I mentioned are, of course, competition, but they are SUVs. Space, practicality, features. And yes, we've, of course, reviewed it, so please watch the review on the channel if you'd like a real deep dive. I'm not going to talk about the car and its features right now, or its performance. It's good looking, it's very high-end and modern looking also. And it's going to give its cousin, the Creta Electric, some rivalry because it does manage to stand out. This whole facelift with the Clavis has made the Carens look more modern. It makes it look more EV as well, and that's obviously going to benefit the electric version. Okay, I'm pausing again here now for the second trivia question. Who is the head of design at Kia? The person who's really responsible for this modern EV styling. Type 2 and then the answer in the comments. Okay, next up, let's talk about VinFast. Have you heard about VinFast yet? Have you not yet come across this name? This is Vietnam's homegrown car maker that's going electric only with its plan for India. It was at the Auto Expo and we got to see some of the cars there, but now it's getting a little bit more real. Feels like that new restaurant with too many neon lights and suspiciously aggressive discounts. Yeah, okay, I get it. The point is you don't know much about it and we are hoping to get to see the cars very soon. It's opened the bookings already for the VF6 that ranges from 25 to 35 lakh rupees. And then the look at me VF7 that's going to sell upwards of 60 lakh rupees. So we're talking Tesla Model Y territory. Its unique proposition is battery leasing. So, we've seen these different kind of models where you don't pay upfront for the cost of the battery. Well, let's see how that goes. Again, let's see the details of what the brand finally does announce. It's giving big free for life energy. Well, it's tempting, but you know what? Would you really like to gamble your next car on it? It's early days for VinFast, and the track record the brand has had in other markets it's entered makes me just a tiny bit wary. So, don't know enough yet. Let's wait and watch. And the real point is going to be how the cars perform in Indian conditions. Let's quickly now talk about other cars to also look out for. The Mercedes-Benz CLA. That's the electric with EQ tech, as they like to call it, because the CLA is going to be electric and ICE, this particular new generation. Really well designed, beautifully loaded with tech. And yes, I have driven it, so trust me when I say it's a bit of a treat, a nice small little candy wrapped up in a glossy, beautiful wrapper. Look, please watch that review also. Sorry, now one more plug for the channel, but I can't help myself. The thing is that we've really tried something new on that edit. So if you haven't watched it already, please watch it. Tell me what you think. And okay, so this is not trivia, but you have to watch the review if you want to answer this. Where did I drive the CLA to? From Copenhagen during my drive. So the drive started in Copenhagen and then I took it up somewhere. Damn, I've given away something. But answer with 3 and then your answer. Please watch the review, you'll find out where I took it. Okay, the Maruti E-Vitara is also coming. That's a 15 to 20 lakh rupee car again, going up against the likes of the Clavis EV, Carens Clavis EV, and also, of course, the Creta Electric. Now, it's becoming a bit of a thing, right? The E-Vitara is becoming the when Vitara. Yep, it's delayed. but not indefinitely. And Maruti says that it's going to now possibly, well, it's not officially saying this, but we know that it's going to first launch a three-row ICE SUV from the Arena network, and then it's going to get to the E-Vitara by Diwali. It seems, well, it's an affordable EV. It's going to have that Suzuki's badge of reliability. We, of course, saw it at the Auto Expo. I showed it to you there as well. And I also got to actually see it at the recent German Car of the Year event that I was at. So it's pretty promising. I am very interested and very curious. Want to spend more time with that car for sure. So then, we've talked about so many of these EVs. Should you take the plunge? Here's your cheat sheet in case you want to catch up on everything. If you want to buy now, if you want the tech bragging rights, if you have the money, go for the Tesla. Otherwise, go for the Kia that we just talked about. And that's, of course, true if you live in a metro where charging isn't like a daily drama for you, or you can just fix your own charger at home. Wait it out if you are budget conscious. The E-Vitara, Tata's 2025 lineup, even the Harrier is just coming to the market, so let's give it some time. Lots to maybe wait and watch for there as well. Keep an eye out on battery tech. Solid state could be a huge game changer in 2026. So for more of all of this gyan that I'm dishing out at you, please hit subscribe. Please remember, in the EV game, the early bird sometimes just gets the tax rebate. But all right, I'm not done, of course. I'm not saying goodbye yet because, of course, I'm going to take your questions. And so let's get into it. Now, this is interesting. I'm just going to say this out first. I'm going to read out this comment that I received. It's not a question. I'm so glad SVP has moved on from junior college curriculum, regular reviews, 3 reasons to buy, real-world mileage. No offense to all those who do that. To graduate studies, and took us along too. This content is so enriching. Now, I got this on one of the earlier podcasts, and I know I'm blowing my own trumpet, but thank you so much for this comment because, it just kind of validates the kind of work we are putting into this, trying to bring you different kind of new content and also some of this perspective. So really, thanks so much. Please keep watching. Please keep supporting. Okay, promised questions now. So Abhishek is asking, hi Sid, I'm looking for a Safari. Is it a good choice? Nice short question. Yes, it is a good choice, but you know what? There has to be context. Do you really need a 3-row car? Do you need a big car? What is your need for this car? I think, tell me on social media. Maybe you can just reach out to me at Sid Patankar. How good is the Tata service center that's close to you is also something you have to look into. So lots of things to consider. You could also consider the Alcazar. Eventually, it's going to be better value maybe in the long run. The Safari is bigger. It is sexier. The cabin looks nice. So yeah, tell me more. Aman is saying, sir, I currently own a 2016 Nissan Terrano, which was used. I want to upgrade from it. I was planning to get a new car this time. My budget is under 15 lakh rupees. So many people operate at that price point, Aman. Was thinking about the Grand Vitara, the Creta, the Seltos, the Brezza, and the Syros. Please recommend the car to get under my budget, even if not any of these. He's totally against owning a Tata because of a bad experience in the past. Okay, lots of good perspective there, and you are considering cars across 2 different segments. See, Aman, the Creta is like the no-brainer. Best-selling car. We talk about this one way too much. So, good resale value, all of that. And it's reliable. But if you want the swank and all the features, you don't want to go like majorly over the top end, then you may not want to really think about the Creta segment. You might want to come back down to what you are saying, like the Brezza or the Syros. Well, why not, instead of a Syros, also think about the Sonnet. If your need is to drive something that feels fun and solid, I think you'll enjoy that. So you'll also get all the features if you buy the top-end version, and you'll feel good about that. It'll really feel like an upgrade over the Terrano. Saket says, hello, sir. I have watched your videos on YouTube. Hello. Can you please suggest a car with an on-road price below 15 lakhs? There you go, another one of those. I am okay with both SUV or sedan. Mostly the usage will be within the city. We prefer AMT models. Okay. What we're looking for is safety, comfort, cost, mileage, family type, looks, after-sales service, etc., etc. Pardon me if I have mentioned so many preferences within that budget. Well, first of all, no. You should be demanding. You're the consumer. You should be demanding, man. It's all good. See, the best bet would be then the XUV3XO. It's really loaded with features. It'll make you feel good about, having all of this great trim. It's comfortable. It's got a nice wide rear seat, so good family usage. It's got the LED lighting. It's a little bit flash. Good value for money. And you still want something fully loaded, then maybe you could also think about like a Kailak or, again, the Sonnet. Wow, you're going to think that Kia wants me to really push the Sonnet. That's not it. Okay, moving on. Deepak Mittal says, me and my wife are empty nesters, not yet 60. We enjoy driving to quaint little places. No off-roading though. Our trusty vehicle for highway driving is a Toyota Altis, the Corolla, bought in 2018. It served us well, but it's getting a bit long in the tooth. I thought we should change to a smaller car which is just as reliable, comfortable and quiet as the Toyota. Interiors are important, as is power and torque. He doesn't like three-cylinder cars or engines. Prefers sedans over SUVs, but that's not a deal breaker. Finally, it should be easy to park and navigate in narrow old town streets. Ready to wait for a while if the right car is coming along. Nice one. So here's your thing. If you're happy with your Toyota experience, then that counts for something. Service, dealership, right? All of that experience. Maybe then just consider the Tizer, because it's going to be reliable, and you get the turbo. It's going to be fun to drive. Feature-wise, it's not bad. But you did say that you want the cabin to feel like a little upmarket. For that, and maybe even better drivability and a little bit of, or more comfort than even a Tizer, the Slavia or the Virtus, I think just makes sense. The Slavia will seem a little more upmarket on the cabin side. The Virtus might seem a little more sporty and fun to drive. They're very similar, of course, those two cars. Good ground clearance. They're also compact enough to be able to really meet all of your needs that you've mentioned. So I'm also trying to stay with your sedan preferred kind of option. Of course, if you would like, I can suggest some SUVs to you. The Tizer, of course, is one. It's a crossover. Priyatosh says, hi Sid, would you suggest buying the Toyota Camry or the BMW 3? Hi. The hybrid badge on the Camry is tilting my decision towards it. Thanks. Well, this is interesting. You are seeing the hybrid badge, but not the BMW badge. Usually that's what tilts people's decision. So I like that. But you know what? The 3 Series in India is the long wheelbase. It gives you more badge and street cred, no? Well, the Camry is really nice. Actually, I really like that car. I was very happy when I first drove it in the US. But for India, it's just way overpriced. Get the BMW, but don't forget to also get the service maintenance package. And you could also consider the BMW 360 buyback deal. Satishwar is asking, I currently drive the Skoda Superb, self-driven, want to move into a new one. Budget is up to 1.2 crore rupees. Need to have good road presence, love performance. Petrol EV is okay. Petrol or EV is okay. Which one did you go for? Look, the new Superb is coming. They promised that to us. I'm not going to say when, but you could just wait for that. It's a nice car. But instead of waiting indefinitely, why not look at the Kodiaq while you are visiting a Skoda showroom? If you're happy with how your Skoda experience has been, I think you'll be happy with the Kodiaq. It's also nice and very upmarket and swanky. Very well-finished cabin. You could also consider some of the other SUVs. But if that's really not your jam, then let me go back to suggesting the likes of the BMW 5 Series. Now, it's a car that I've actually criticized because the 5 Series went long wheelbase to try and offer a better chauffeur-driven experience. But you're saying you like to be self-driven, and so if you're going to do all the driving, that car is nice and sporty and fun to drive. May not be really nice in a long wheelbase sense, may not have as nice a back seat as the E-Class does, but for driving, it's the car to really look for. It's well within your budget as well. The Lexus ES, you could also consider, but it's a bit boring. Tuhin is saying, is there a car in competition to the Taygun, Virtus, Slavia, Kushaq, Kailak 1 liter? Oh, wow. So basically that entire MQB A0iN pack with that 1 liter engine, the smaller engine. The yearly running is 8 to 10 kilometers highway running. City running is negligible. Okay, yes, there are many cars that you could consider. Is there competition? Yes, there's lots of competition, Tuhin, but it depends on whether you want to look at an SUV or a sedan first. And then, given how thoroughly you're looking at this particular set, if you want to stay with the Volkswagen Group, that's not a bad thing because it also comes down to the budget, of course. The cars that you mentioned are a pretty broad range in terms of budget, but let me stick my neck out. A fully loaded Virtus, that's a good choice with the 1 liter engine. Okay, let me try and squeeze in maybe one more, a couple more. Sujit has written in, I am a newly learnt driver and a first-time buyer. My budget is 10 to 12 lakh rupees. First, I was bent on buying a manual. Then wanted to learn with a manual. Okay, good. But as time passed, I've decided that it's better to buy an automatic. I thought of a Magnite, but many have suggested not to go for Nissan. So I'm confused on so many options, can't decide which one. City drive, first time owner, new driver, so relaxed driving, automatic. Which one? Honda Amaze or 3XO or Exter? Okay, so you do have some narrowed down choices. This is interesting. And firstly, by the way, I endorse your decision for the automatic. It's great that you learnt on a manual, but just better in our city traffic now, especially if you are in a crowded city. I'm going to say go for the Magnite. It's great value for money. It's a good first car to have. In fact, I'm curious, what city are you in? Please tell me in the comments. The automatic Magnite Turbo is my first choice. The Amaze CVT would be my second choice. And otherwise, of course, the 3XO is great too. But, I think from your perspective as a first-time buyer, you don't want to be overwhelmed. The reliability that you will get with that Amaze, certainly worth mentioning. The Exter is an AMT, so it's not really an automatic. But yeah, in terms of being a good value for money option, it's a well-built car. It's pretty well loaded. It drives well too. Next question, which engine option do I choose when buying the Volkswagen Tiguan? It has to be automatic. Okay, I promise I didn't plan it like that. I'd just say go for the DSG if you can afford it. In the long run, the 1.5, more powerful, more fun. Of course, the 1 liter is surprisingly fun too, but that automatic gearbox is obviously not as quick. So if the budget lets you do it, go for the 1.5. Okay, I better wrap it up here. Thank you so much for all of those questions. For any of you who want to ask more questions, you can post right here. Put it down as a comment. I'll try and take it on the next podcast. And otherwise, you can reach out to me on social media at Sid Partnerkar. If you are in a car, if you're in an Uber, if you're in an Ola or in your uncle's car, please wear your seatbelt. Front, back, please wear your seatbelt. Please tell others in your family, your friend circle to wear their seatbelt. With that, I'm going to say bye-bye. Take care.